indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
May we have a roll call?
Mr. Mignon,
Here.
Mr. Francis, Mrs. Irwin Adams,
Here.
Mrs. McGinnis, here, Mr. Cook,
Here.
Mr. McCully,
Here.
Mr. Romanowitz, Mr. Pacifico, Mr. Pappas.
Here.
Thank you all.
Thanks. I'd like to announce that prior to this meeting, we had an executive session to discuss personnel issues. And now we will move on to a few special presentations. The first is the Judith A. Rossi Educator of the Year Award for 24-25.
Thank you. Tonight, I want to introduce Mrs. Jessica Hogan. Mrs. Hogan is going to be recognized this year in June for the Judith A. Rossi Educator of the Year Award, sponsored by the Del Grosso family of companies. The criteria for the award includes nominees must be directly affiliated with the Blair County educational community. Nominees should have made some positive impact on students, schools, or educational systems that also benefit the local business community. And nominees should be people who are genuinely reluctant to receive acclaim for their efforts and involvements. And at this time, I'm going to invite Mr. Neely to come up and speak a little bit about Mrs. Hogan.
Thank you, Mrs. Foreman. Thank you, members of the board. Yeah, it's my pleasure to tell you a little bit more about Mrs. Hogan. So Mrs. Hogan began her career at the Stevens Building, the Kimmel program, and then worked at the junior high school. And then whenever we brought ninth grade up to the high school, she joined the team here. And it's been wonderful having her as part of the high school team. She does so much. She oversees our student council. I don't know if you saw in the newspaper over the weekend, the Golden Gala. And, that was so much a credit, obviously, to our students, but also Mrs. Hogan spearheading it and making sure that things went well. And she just does so much, runs our school store, so much for our students and so much for our community here. And just as a really interesting personal note, Judy Rossi, who the award is named after, that Mrs. Hogan is receiving, was one of my teachers. And I can tell you, those are some big shoes, but Miss Hogan does a tremendous job, and she's a great teacher, great staff member to have here, and very, very deserving. Thank you. Do you want to say a word or two?
Give me the mic.
Go ahead. You burned it.
I've never turned down a chance to have a microphone. Thank you for recognizing me. I am overwhelmed that I would even be nominated for this. And when they called me, I was speechless, which is not something that anyone has ever described me as. So it's very nice to be nominated, but I work with a lot of very, very hardworking, deserving people. And I kind of feel like I'm accepting this on all of their behalf. I'm also the science department chair here. And if anybody would ever like to talk about the rooms of the science department, I would be more than happy to have that conversation. You didn't think I was going to let that. At any rate, I also want to say this is year 28 for me. And I've always been proud to be an Altoona teacher, and I've always been proud. I feel like I bleed maroon and white, and I'm a proud graduate. A few years ago, I tell the kids in the late 1900s, but I don't know how to get myself out. But anyway, I really appreciate being recognized, and I appreciate all your hard work here, and I appreciate the opportunity to continue working here, because it really is, I really do enjoy it. And I enjoy working for this administration, and I've been able to blossom here, and I really appreciate all of that. So thank you.
Thank you, Jess. I'll just add a couple of things. So I went to elementary school with Jess. She decided to transfer to Roosevelt in ninth grade, correct? And finished out her career at Altoona, and then continued here in the school district. And I think we were hired in the same year. Both taught science, both taught biology. She's affectionately part of and I don't know if I can say this or not, of the Bio Babes, self-identified Bio Babes. Phenomenal group of teachers, and they continue to embrace new staff members that come in. And Jess has done a phenomenal job, not just as a teacher, but as a department head and a leader. in building Altoona spirit. She, talk about wearing the A, she truly wears the A, and she is a perfect example and representative of our school district. So thank you.
And they're bravely taking 50-some students to the Galapagos Islands this summer.
Yeah, keep an eye on that. That's exciting for us. Oh, okay.
We go here?
Wherever you think is best.
Go right there.
I'll be a rose between two thorns. Oh, oh, thanks. Thank you.
Works for me.
Thanks so much.
I also want to note that Mrs. Hogan was involved with Mr. Menser's class in planting the tulip bulbs out front. So if you haven't noticed them, they're on this side of the Altoona Area High School. Oh, they've died. Okay. Well, they were beautiful and they were also maroon and white. So she does truly bleed maroon and white. Next, I want to introduce, and no, I shouldn't need to introduce her, is Mrs. Grace or Miss Gracie Giosa. Gracie, if you want to come up here a minute. So Gracie, as you know, has served as our student representative for the board this year. Come on up here. All right. And she's done an excellent job. Gracie also, like Mrs. Hogan, which I didn't know, came to Altoona in her 9th grade year. It's not always an easy adjustment for young people, yet Gracie embraced the change and challenged herself to become integrated and part of the school community. She got involved in student activities. She was selected to serve as an Altoona Area High School student ambassador and applied for and was selected to take part in the Blair County Youth Leadership Program. She's taken on leadership roles in student council this year, was elected as the CEO of her group at the Pennsylvania Free Enterprise Week, and served as the Altoona Area School District Board of Directors student representative, as you know. Athletically, she's been a member of our cross-country team, track and field team, and the swim team. Outside of school, she serves as a caregiver for elderly veterans at her job through Veterans Affairs and Home Instead. As evolved as Gracie has been, she most importantly is an exemplified student academically. So we're really proud. She's done a phenomenal job this year reporting on behalf of the student body, and I'm going to allow her to talk about where she's headed next year.
Next year, I'm going to attend Juniata College, and I'm going to study political science and legal studies. I just want to thank you all for being very welcoming and showing me how everything gets done. It's really interesting. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, my niece has had none of it, so yeah.
You keep that.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Okay, moving on. Do we have any citizens who would like to come up and address the board? No? Okay. Seeing none, we will move on to item number 4 on the agenda, the minutes. I'm seeking a motion to approve the minutes from the regular board meeting held on April 14th of this year and the committee of the whole meeting April 28th of this year. Do I have a second? Would anybody like to discuss, make any changes? No? All in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on, under 5, we have finances. We have a list of payments that were provided to all of us, financial reports which were provided to all of us. Under item C, administration requests to renew the membership with PSBA for the all access package for the 25-26 school year. We have the under D, administration recommends the district maintain the $200,000 allocation provided to the Altoona Area Public Library for the 25-26 fiscal year. Under E, we have the contracted services agreement to be the set and paint designer for the Drama Club Spring Musical. Davy Byer at $1,000 per day, charged to an account with too many numbers to mention. And under F, administration recommends approval of the following insurance renewals for the 25-26 fiscal year. Seeking a motion to approve items 5A through F.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Would anybody like to discuss anything?
Sorry, it's not really a discussion. I just want to be clear. The set and paint designer, was it just the one day that he was here?
I had the same question.
Yeah,
Had to be more than
it
one
says
day.
per day.
The one event for the spring musical.
Okay, so it's just one stipend of, okay, okay.
I will clarify though, that string of numbers, that's the drama club account. So that's coming out of student activities and not out of the general fund.
But it was for the
It just
entire,
says- It just says 1,000 per day, and I was like unclear about how many days he, thank you.
and I would just do my, yeah,
So,
Okay.
But I just was making sure it wasn't per day and we didn't know the span.
Just to keep in line with my regular reporting, we spent over $500,000 on cyber charter school, on the list of payments that were shown. And in some cases, it was for 2 months of tuition at different schools. The 500,000 represents 12% of the total expenses on that list of payments. And we paid 11 different cyber charter schools. And I think there's only 13 in the state at this point, but we're paying 11 of them, a nice sum of money. As we saw in our budget, we're going to approach $5 million to cyber charter schools in spite of having our own. So I always just like to point that out. And with that being said, did anybody else like to discuss anything? All right, all in favor of approving items 5A through F, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to number 6 on our agenda, education. Administration recommends approval of the attached 25-26 school district calendar. Under B, administration requests approval of the attached affiliation agreement between the Altoona Area School District and Commonwealth University of Pennsylvania. Under C, a request for approval to establish the William F. Sankey Memorial Scholarship in the annual amount of $500. Administration requests approval of the attached affiliation agreement between the Altoona Area School District and the University of Phoenix. Under E, administration requests the approval of the Pearson View GED schedule for 25-26. Under F, I think there was maybe one elementary field trip on the list for us. Under G, multiple secondary field trips for approval. Under H, we have our approval of volunteers. And under I, we have a request for, is that Tommy Ann Traum to attend rewards training of the trainers 2025 at Austin, Texas from May 27th through the 30th. The approximate cost is $1,500, will be paid from an account. Under J, we have multiple requests for secondary students to be expelled. Or no, I'm sorry, they're not expulsions, they're statement of rights, waiver of hearing and agreements. Under K, we do have the recommendation for the expulsion of a secondary student as outlined in the disciplinary hearing. Under L, the same thing. Administration recommends expulsion of a secondary student as outlined in the disciplinary hearing. And again, under M, the same thing. The administration requests expulsion of a secondary student as outlined in the disciplinary hearing, which we were all provided. So I'm seeking a motion to approve items A through M. I'll second. Would anybody like to discuss any of these?
Yeah, it's the Baker Elementary trip is a really neat one to the Flight 93. That's a good trip, and I hope the kids understand. I know the kids understand what it is, but it's a good trip for them.
I'm going on that trip too, as a volunteer, chaperone.
You'll have to report back to us at the next meeting. All right.
The two affiliation agreements, are they student teachers, Brad, or?
They're either student teachers or they are doing some other type of internship, depending on if they're with our nurses, counselors or whatnot. But we need to have those affiliation agreements with the universities that they're attending. Phoenix obviously is an online version, but they need to be able to do their face-to-face time with us.
Okay, you might want to let the Commonwealth University of Pennsylvania know that your name is Brad and not Brian. Sorry.
I can
I'm
do
just-
that.
Nice pickup there.
I'm flexible. I just wanted to mention, I appreciate the patience in us getting our 25-26 district calendar out. We've been working as part of our process with our teacher negotiations and having a tentative agreement, we were able to get that approved. So I think you will see some slight changes to our calendar in terms of the number of actual student days. Students will be attending 180 true student days beginning next school year, and that was due to our teacher union being agreeable to reallocating some time for professional development and professional learning with some additional days to their potential agreement that will be approved in June. So I want to thank our union and our teachers for that agreement because I believe it's a win-win for our staff and for our students. So thank you, and I apologize for the delay, but you can start planning your vacations in time now that that is out. Thank you.
Thanks. Any further discussion? Okay. All in favor of approving items 6A through M, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We'll move on to number 7, personnel. We were all provided with a several page listing of personnel agenda items under A. And under B, administration recommends approval to renew the UPMC Work Partners Employee Assistant Program at a cost of $1.09 per member per month with a 3% increase each year thereafter. Seeking for a motion to approve items 7A and B. Do I have a second? Would anybody like to discuss anything on those two items? Okay. All in favor of approving items 7A and B, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed?
I have to abstain from athletics, number C, because of family members.
Okay. All in favor of those items, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries with an abstention by Kelly on the one. We will move on to number 8, student services. Under A, administration requests approval of the fee-for-service agreement between Central Intermediate Unit 10 and the Altoona Area School District commencing April 24th, 2025. And under B, administration requests approval of an agreement between Marquee, Pennsylvania and the Altoona Area School District from August 1st, 2025 through July 31st, 2026. Do I have a motion to approve those two items under 8? I'll make the motion. With the discussion, the only thing I would ask is there something that intermediate unit 10 does that 8 doesn't? Because we would typically use intermediate unit 8, right? They don't have, all right. Because I'm on that board, so I'll ask him, why not? All right. I won't be on that board for long, but
And Michelle, just to read, that's as needed. So that would be in certain circumstances where that is required. Not, it's rare. It's not typical. Yeah, we have had one.
and that's like Phillipsburg and Bald Eagle, that intermediate unit,
State college.
State College. Okay. All right. Anyone else? Okay. All in favor of approving items 8A and B, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We will move on to number 9, long list, business operations. Administration requests and recommends accepting the proposal from Bergmeyer's Hauling for garbage and recycling services. Initial estimated contract value of $138,216.12 with optional 2-year renewals. Under B, administration is requesting the following repository bid received by the Blair County Tax Claim Bureau be denied based on action taken by the city of Altoona. Under C, the Blair County Tax Claim Bureau has received and is requesting approval of the following repository bids. Under D, sorry, my mouse isn't responding quick enough. Administration requests and recommends approval of the attached contract from 220 Studios to provide photography services for secondary clubs and athletics for the 25-26 school year. Under E, I think there were 2 capital reserve payments to approve. Under F, approval of the following cooperative purchasing agreements for 25-26. The Keystone Purchasing Network, CoStars, PEPPM, U.S. Community, Sourcewell, Omnia, and Appalachia Intermediate Unit 8. Under G, approval of the following depositories for the 25-26 fiscal year: M&T Bank, Reliance Bank, Pennsylvania Local Government Investment Trust, Pennsylvania School District Liquid Asset Fund, BNY Mellon, First National Bank, Kish Bank, First Summit Bank, PNC, Fulton Bank, and LPL Financial M&T Securities. Under H, administration requests and recommends approval to advertise a request for proposal to contract with a vehicle fuel supplier. Under I, administration requests and recommends approval of the proposal from Metz Culinary Management for the 25-26 food service management company contract. Sorry. And finally, under J, administration recommends approval of the attached security services agreement between the Altoona Area School District and the Greater Altoona Career and Technology Center. All right. I will seek a motion to approve items 9A through J. Do I have a second? Did I get one? Okay. Would anybody like to discuss any of these items?
I'm just curious why some of those repository bids were rejected.
My understanding is the city of Altoona has some criteria that they use for accepting repository bids. Primarily, it's the future care and upkeep of the property of the new owner. So they've rejected those and asked that we fall in line with them.
Yeah, thank you.
Sorry, anybody else? Okay, all in favor of approving items 9A through J, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? Motion carries. We will move on to 10, new business. The AASD Athletic Office is seeking approval for the Blair American Cancer Society to use Mansion Park for the Relay for Life charity walk on the following dates: Thursday, June 12th from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. for setup, Friday, June 13th, 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. for final setup, Saturday, June 14th from 7 a.m. to 11 p.m. for the event. And they have provided us a copy of their insurance coverage. 10, under B, administration recommends approval of the Altoona Area School District proposed final general fund budget for the 25-26 school year. The budget may be inspected at the Altoona Area School District Business Office at 1201 8th Avenue, Altoona, Pennsylvania, on Monday through Friday, excluding holidays, from 7:30 to 11:30 a.m. and 12:30 p.m. to 4 p.m., or on the website at www.aasdcat.com. Under C, administration recommends the acceptance of a settlement agreement with the PA Leadership Charter School. And under D, motion to approve agreement with the parents of student 851178 and the district, and to authorize the board president to sign any necessary paperwork to effectuate the same. Do we want to carve B out?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll vote on 10A, C, and D, and we'll save B for some probably more discussion. So seeking a motion to approve items 10A, C, and D. I will second. Any discussion? I would just like to take this opportunity myself to share something under item D. Just a general observation in these cases that we're faced with there, that I learned from Mr. Beard that not only when we are involved in these cases, and in this case that we have to pay a settlement out, not only do we pay the settlement, but we also pay for the attorney of the plaintiff, I guess. Would it be a plaintiff? So in this case, not only do we have to pay the amount, but we also have to pay for the attorney who took the action against us, and that firm's fee was almost half of the settlement. So I think it's one of the crazier things I've seen since becoming a member of a school board. But for us and the taxpayers to pay the fees for the attorney to essentially take action against us is ridiculous. But it is what it is, and that's all I have to say. So would anybody else like to share anything? Go ahead, Michael.
Just want to comment about the use of the Mansion Park for this cancer situation, which has been over the years. I'm glad we're still doing that. I hope we can continue to have that working relationship with them. Whether it's Kids for Cancer, it's cancer in general, we can fight that dreaded disease. I'm just pleased. I hope we always continue to do this process and this events. It's very, very positive for our district, but it's also good for these folks that have that dreaded disease. And I want to continue that as long as we can. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Anyone else? All right. All in favor of approving items 10A, C, and D, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed? That motion carries. Now, moving on to item 10B. I would accept a motion to approve the 25-26 proposed general fund budget.
So moved.
Do I have a second? All right. Would anybody like to discuss? Hit your mic, Dave.
I'm sorry, it's a general fund budget. It's a preliminary one, and we really could just pass it right now to 3% increase. And then at our next couple meetings, we could hash out what the final taxation rate will be. I'm personally opposed to any tax increase at all. We did a pretty hefty one last year. We got a pretty nice increase from a generous governor. And I know we don't know we're going to get this year. And right now we have a healthy fund balance. We could use that to cover the deficit. And you heard Val about cyber schools, how much we're spending on that. And I don't know how much in millage we are wasting in cyber school. I don't know what we have to do. I mean, Val's been crying cyber school for a long time. The board's been crying cyber school. Other boards are saying how much that cyber school is costing them. And we have no results. And I think our media is doing a good job. I think he's done enough to go out and ask about the cyber school. So where's it land? You know, our PSBA, which we just approved to go back with, has done a good job. So there's bills in the House, there's bills in the Senate. How long is it going to last? We need passage. We cannot keep funding cyber schools, but everyone, and this is a pretty diverse board. It's really a great board, and we all have different friends. We all have different financial situations. The city and the county just raised their taxes, which they should, if they needed it. But it's a pretty big hit, and there are a lot of retirees, like myself, that retired 17, 20 years ago, thinking that, okay, well, I got a pretty good nest egg here, but everything goes up, but your Social Security, or your retirement, sometimes your different things are going well, your investments are going well, sometimes they're not. But hospitalizations killing a lot of people, and it's expensive. And to get a hit, just have a nice relief from just for 1 year of not having a tax increase will just take the burden off some people. And that's how I feel. And trust me, our people are doing a great job. We know Sue's done a great job, and Brad's done a great job honing out what we need. But I think we raised taxes the last 2 or 3 years, 3 out of the 4 years, and let's just take a break for a year. And I know we're going to lose this money. That we're not going to raise taxes. We're going to lose this money throughout the years, but we got to give a break somewhere. And not everybody is working. Not everybody's getting their health benefits paid. There are a lot of retirees that are hurting. So I'm just saying that just for a year, I just like to just put a tax increase on hold.
Anybody else? Well, I'll share my view. So last year, I think we increased by 5%, I believe. As anybody knows, in any of my dealings, I sort of always, because in business, I just always look to the consumer price index, which in 22, by March, it had gone up 8.5%. In March of 23, it went up by 5%. March of 24, 3.5. March of 25, it's at 2.4%. I would guess it'll be less than that next March. And that's sort of foundationally how I look at things. So when we went to increase taxes last year, I could have tolerated 2.5%, but we went to 5%. And not only did we get the 5%, but we got $3 million on top of that. And it's taxpayer money. And so when I look at this year, you got what I would have given you last year, or what I would have agreed to last year, plus what I would probably agree to this year. You got it last year, so you got it a year in advance. And I think our fund balance is at $34 million.
Yeah, 33.9 is what it's projected to be.
Okay, so I think we projected that we might, without any increase, what would the loss be? $1.7 million?
2.5. The 1.7 I'm projecting right at this minute is inclusive of tax.
It's inclusive of the 3. Okay, so I'm sort of with Dave in terms of, I think it's been a rough 6 months, year, whatever it's been a rough go, and people have been getting beat pretty hard, and I would, my preference is to not raise taxes this year, so I would be a no. I understand this is just getting the budget posted so the public can look at it and reflect on it. And again, like Dave said, you guys do a tremendous job. We've, when I got on the board, I figured that out. I didn't know what to expect. But when I look at what you guys do compared to other school districts, and when I see what our average cost per student is, I don't know whether to be proud of it or be embarrassed by it, because I would love to spend more money on students, but you guys do a tremendous job managing the money that you're provided. But with a fund balance in excess of $30 million, and seeing what happened last year, I would feel like a fool if I would support another increase this year, and then we get a couple more $1 million than we supposed that we would get. So that's where I'm coming from. So I've been very transparent. I'm a 0% guy. So that's it for me. Anybody else like to speak up?
I mean, I'm also a no on raising taxes, as I have been the past probably 3 or 4 years, but I don't care if we decide tonight what we want to do, or if we wait until the next meeting, because I know this is just passing it to get it out for the public to view, but it's probably, we have to have this discussion in public, so it's probably better to just kind of hash it out and decide now.
I'm on page with that, guys. Dave, Kelly, Val, I agree. I went to 5 last time because I knew we had some issues coming up, but I'm not in favor of it this time. I'm also knowing that it's not right, but we'll see we'll see. But I feel the same way you guys do as well.
And we're absent a couple members, obviously, and they're not online, right? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 of us. So that we have a quorum, and I guess we could put it up for vote. No?
This is our preliminary
The-
budget, so this allows us to post it.
So we'll okay, so
All we have to do
We'll
is
just
approve
post
the
it.
preliminary budget at whatever it is now, and then when we come to vote on the final budget in June, we can yay or nay the 3%.
okay, so all right. So
But we're gonna have to discuss it in June, so I mean, it doesn't matter, but whatever we're thinking is probably how we should be looking at
Well,
it.
I don't know how, I agree with you, but I don't know how everybody else feels. And plus, like Val said, we have a few people that aren't here. So I don't see the harm of passing a tentative budget at a 3% increase. And then I think we've aired it out. I think, we have 4 right now that are against a tax increase, and I don't know how everybody else stands, but I think we could just do the 3% and then go there in June and
vote it out.
vote it down.
Okay, so again, this vote will just be to approve the proposed general fund budget so it can be posted and commented on by the public. And then we'll see what happens in June. So do we take a roll call, or can we just do this in?
I do the roll call.
Okay, we can do a roll call.
So a roll call vote to approve the preliminary budget
As
for
it's
posting as printed. So Mr. Mignon,
Yes.
Mr. Francis.
Yes.
Mrs. Adams, Mrs. McGinnis,
Yes.
Mr. Cook,
Yes.
Mr. McCauley,
Yes.
Mr. Pappas.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Carries. So we'll get it posted. Okay. We'll move on to item 11, Committee reports. Do we have any committee chair reports? No? Board president's report? No, I don't have anything. Gracie, do you have anything for us? I'm sure you do. As your parting shot.
Yes. So as we wrap up the school year, we're still remaining pretty busy. Just recently, the music department returned from their trip to Disney World. During this trip, they performed while experiencing the fun things the park has to offer. Other students got to take fun field trips to local places, including Lincoln's Caverns and the Horseshoe Curve. Students in the executive committee are set to travel to Pittsburgh for a Pirates game next week. We are very proud of the 4 sophomores who recently graduated from the Leadership Blair County Youth Program. We are also proud of the 12 art students who were recognized at the Altoona Women's Club for high artistic achievement. In other art news, students in grades K through 12 filled the Science Commons this past Friday, as you can see by their art still on display. Additionally, we celebrated our teachers last week by delivering treats to them and offering them lunch on Friday. Many of the treats provided throughout the week were made by the freshman homerooms during their Leader in Me homeroom time. Other end of the year activities like prom, senior week, and graduation are quickly approaching. Prom is happening Friday at the convention center. Afterwards, some students will attend the Afterglow to have a fun, safe time with friends. To celebrate seniors, the annual Senior Week will be held from May 19th to the 23rd. This fun week also serves as the main fundraiser for the Mountain Echo. And then graduation is set to take place on Mansion Park on May 30th at 6. Graduates are reminded that their school Google account will be deleted by July 18th. The tech department has sent out instructions on how to save documents and other things associated with the school account. Diplomas will be distributed then the following Monday. Looking towards next year, over the summer, like was mentioned, Ms. Hogan, alongside like Ms. McAleer and Mr. John Blau, are going to take students to the Galapagos. They leave in June. And then students who need to make up failed classes or wish to take summer gym or health may sign up through the guidance office. And then in preparation for next year's cross-country season, coaches James D'Angelo and Tabitha Quinn, alongside cross-country runners, will be hosting a summer running camp for grades 4 through 8. Finally, I just wanted to thank all of you for making this year very interesting. Like, it was really cool to see how all of this gets done, like I said up there. So thank you all.
Okay. Thank you, Gracie. It's been a pleasure to serve with you. Your family should be very proud of you. You're quite a young lady, and we wish you the best of luck. It's been terrific having you with us. We'll miss you. Okay, superintendent's report.
Just real quick, just want to echo, Gracie, thank you very much for your service. You've done a great job representing the student body. And as she mentioned, you know, it never ceases to amaze me, the wonderful talent of our students. We celebrated our teachers and staff last week. Really felt like that our students did a great job of that at each individual building, as well as for the district as a whole. So thank you again to our instructional staff, which are the heart of what we're trying to do here in the Altoona Area School District. And best of wishes as you head to Juniata. I know your parents' alma mater, my alma mater. You'll be there with my niece. It's as far away as you want it to be, and it's as close as you want it to be. So best of luck. I'm sure you'll have a great experience. Thank you.
Okay, under item 12, it was just for information only, technology committee summary, and I think Kelly and I were both and Mike. Pretty impressive what our tech people do. Really, really impressive. Under 13, other comments? Do we have an employee union's response? Anything from middle management? Mr. Solicitor?
Only that the San Francisco School Law Symposium in cooperation with the University of Pittsburgh is doing its law day. I believe it's in June. I'll have to forward the date. But if I don't mention it now, it'll be too late to get it in June. But it's a good, solid day. You have the ability to go down a track of special ed or generalized employee school law, labor-related issues. I am presenting there. I've done that for about 20-some years in a row. It's just good overall program, and you do get credits for it, either CLEs as an attorney or whatever applies to administration or anybody else that, has a professional certificate. And that's it. Thank you.
Okay. I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for your wisdom and guidance. I don't think attorneys rarely get a pat on the back, but I know we value having you as a member of our team, so thank you.
Thank you.
That being said, I will seek a motion to adjourn. Oh,
Just a real quick one, a reminder, as Gracie had mentioned, the PK to Art show will be on Wednesday, starting at 6, right here in the Science Commons. And if you look on our calendar, it's chock full of athletic events, all of our award ceremonies, our elementary and secondary recognitions, concerts. There's pretty much 2 or 3 things going on every night of the week. If you're looking for something to do to celebrate students and teachers in our community, please get onto our website, check out the calendar, and join us to help celebrate, what's been a wonderful school year. So thank you.
Is this the last meeting before the election? Is this,
The election will be 2 Tuesdays from now.
and this will no more meeting? I just want to say that, 30 years on this board, and this is probably the best board I ever worked with in my life, but I don't know what people know, what a board member has to do. And there's a lot of work, and a lot of time, and I see guys like Val that runs a business and comes and is so knowledgeable in finance and healthcare. And then I see Steph and I see Kelly that have a business, and they're moms and they have kids. That's a pretty big deal for these guys to do that. So, when you go to the ballot box, remember you got 3 pretty good guys and I'm sorry, girls, that are running. And believe me, I'd trust any one of them. They are such good people. So I wish you luck.
does the Hatch Act apply here? I mean, I'm just kidding.
In
That
ter-
doesn't violate any campaign stuff.
In terms of talking, or in terms of
It's an old man expressing his
You
opinion.
can go out in a blaze of
That's
glory.
right.
There's nothing
Look,
anybody can do
absolutely.
to you.
I'm not running.
Real quick, before we end, I just want to piggyback on what Gracie said. My daughter was part of the Leadership Blair County graduating class. And I know I'm involved in Women's Club, and the art projects from the Altoona students are remarkable. And you can see that in this room tonight. And I'm always trying to give a plug for Altoona because I think that our students have a lot more opportunities than many other students. So I mean, I look around at these projects and I just think it's amazing, and all the things that our students are doing that Gracie reports on every month. It's like we don't get enough recognition. Last month it was the play that we put on, and I just think Altoona doesn't get enough recognition for all the wonderful things and the opportunities that they provide to our students.
Terrific. Thanks, Kelly.
Sorry.
It's all good. Anybody else? Now I will seek a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second? All right, all in favor, please signify by saying aye. Aye. Anyone opposed?